Hey everybody, I want to talk to you today about food sensitivities. So I have always checked for food sensitivities for the last, probably since 2016. Um, my original doctor in 2011, when I was diagnosed with MS, he tested me for food sensitivities. And I've always believed that it had to be that way. I've come across practitioners in the years past that said, no, you don't need to test for it because it's based on your gut microbiome, which made sense to me. But the thing was is that I was eating the best quality of everything. Everything was organic, pasture raised, everything I learned to be the best quality food. But I found out later on, much later on, I started eating dairy again. So dairy was one of my sensitivities. And I started eating again because I was told it was okay. And as long as I ate a good quality dairy, it'll be fine. So I started eating it. Not a lot, just, some cheese here and there, very few ingredients, all organic, all pasture raised. Like everything was the top notch dairy. So, and I guess maybe about a year ago, I started not feeling well, feeling kind of inflamed, and I didn't know why because nothing changed except the dairy. So I tested my food sensitivities again, which I do about every year, but I actually skipped a year, so I did it 2 years later, and I was again reacting to dairy, and that was causing issues. So I had to remove the dairy, and issues resolved because it was already resolved, but then it brought it back, and then I removed dairy again. So it quickly was resolved by getting the answer and knowing that I can't have dairy ever. I would say that's a permanent food sensitivity for me, but I listened to other practitioners and I was like, well, it makes sense. They're right. But I hate to say this, I feel they're wrong. That's just my opinion. Um, there's tons and tons of research to back this up. There is tons of research, and I looked it up, and I'm like, wow, there's so much research on this. So I stuck to my original conviction that food sensitivity are like the number one thing you have to make sure you avoid. If you have a sensitivity to a food and your immune system is reacting to that food, you do not want your immune system to react every day. So what I always thought was, if you eat a food that your immune system is reacting to, if you keep eating that food every day, your immune system has to become hypervigilant at some point. So when it becomes hypervigilant, that's called molecular mimicry. Sorry, hard to say that word, molecular mimicry. And what happens is the food particles of that food pass through the food passes through your gut to your sterile bloodstream. I get too excited about this topic. And when it passes through into the sterile bloodstream, your immune system attacks whatever passes through. So for me, it was dairy. So dairy molecules passed into my sterile bloodstream, and my immune system attacked it. And then what happens after time, after constantly attacking, the immune system starts to look for similar molecular makeup. So in my case, that's my brain. So the brain is made of white matter. It's the same molecular makeup as dairy, and then the immune system goes after and attacks my brain. That's autoimmunity. So I have MS, which is attack on the central nervous system of the brain and spinal cord. But for me, it was my brain, and it was because of dairy. So when I started eating dairy again, even in the great, perfect way, it still attacked my brain. So nothing happened, thank God, because like I said, I found out soon enough. I realized something wasn't right, and realized really quick and tested for it, corrected it, and it was like a functional problem, but it was corrected. But I'm just here to warn you that is a real problem. You have to know your food sensitivities. You have to, especially if you have MS, you have to know it. And most MS patients and also thyroid patients have an aversion to dairy and gluten and wheat. So it's like the same things. Eggs, usually, it's like the same foods that your body's reacting to. So I just had an autoimmune patient. Eggs was number one for her. She cannot have eggs, and she has them every day. So I told her, you have to stop eating eggs. So she agreed, and I bet you she's going to miraculously get better. It's not miraculous. It's like, to me, it's like such common sense. So I just want to share this with you. Food sensitivities are important. If you're feeling pain, joint pain, dizziness, or you're not seeing well, or double vision, or something happening to you that's not normal, it could be a food sensitivity causing systemic inflammation. So just want to let you know that. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.